Hi everyone, Matthew from AgentLayer here. So today I'm here to answer some of your questions that you've had about AgentLayer, and let's just get right into it. So first, I just want to make it clear to you guys exactly what AgentLayer is doing, and I think that starts really with what AI agents are. So at the moment, AI agents, I think of them as essentially chatbots like ChatGPT, but that can take real world actions that a human can take. So for example, it would be able to buy you a plane ticket, order groceries on your behalf, and have them delivered to your home, something like that. And so think it's essentially like a personal assistant that can do things versus just responding to a text message like ChatGPT. And these are more simple tasks. I think in the future, AI agents are going to be doing many more complicated tasks. And actually, I have a friend of mine that I worked with at a startup before that just raised over $30 million to build AI agents for more complex tasks, like taking over customer support of large enterprises like Eventbrite. And so, we want to enable both the very simple use cases, like the ones I just mentioned, as well as the more complex ones. All of this through our platform, Agent Layer. And so starting here with the first question, what is the core difference of the AI node from Agent Layer with the AI node of other um, offerings out there? And so I would say the answer to this question is that the utility and benefits that our node gives is what makes us really stand out from other AI nodes. So aside from just getting that 200,000 agent tokens from the pool daily as passive income, node owners also get access to revenue sharing via the agent layer platform. And so this to me is definitely the most exciting thing because when developers create these AI agents, users will come to the AI agent platform to use these agents. And then to be able to use these agents, they're going to have to pay with the native token, the agent token, and as a result, the node owners are going to be getting a percentage of the revenue earned from all the AI agents on the platform. And so in the long run, that's going to far outweigh the daily token rewards that you get from the passive pool. And so in general, the APGN nodes are different than other nodes in that there are many more ways to earn. And they're all rooted in the AI agent platform as well as the ecosystem, making it something that's going to be long-standing in value. So the second question is, how do we solve the problem of token inflation and further utility? Um, and so there's a couple of ways that we go about addressing this problem. And so, of course, there's going to be about 15% of the token is going to be given away through the node mining system. And there will, but as well, there's only going to be about 3 to 4% of the agent's token circulating after the token generation event. And naturally, there's going to be some selling pressure from the beginning, which is very normal for any protocol. Um, and so I think people want to be breaking even on their initial node investments. But AgentLayer aims to essentially provide hundreds of AI agents to users over the course of the coming months and provide value that way. And so overall, the utility of the tokens is manyfold of other tokens, and it's also mainly revolving around being the core form of currency for interacting with AI agents on the agent platform. That's going to solve the problem of the inflation and providing further utility and creating lasting value for the token itself. So the third question here is, will the team implement any kind of strategy for current node holders or future purchasers? So certainly, our goal is to focus on existing nodes and creating value for the existing node owners as opposed to releasing new nodes, for example. We've already sold over 5,000 nodes in just 2 weeks. And so we do expect the remaining 15,000 to sell pretty quickly. Um, and the value in owning a node as well, like I mentioned earlier, is really in that it's passive income beyond just the token pool of 200,000 that I talked about earlier, right? It's really that revenue sharing you get from investing in AI agents you think are going to do well. So for me personally, I think AI agents that help people do their daily tasks more efficiently, increase their productivity are going to be the most popular, such as buying groceries, buying plane tickets, all these little things I think are going to really prove valuable and they're going to be making a lot of money. And so as a node owner, you're going to be getting revenue streams from that. So imagine one of them, right, that you're invested in makes, 300,000 a day in the agent token value. Well, then you're going to be making $300 perhaps, which is like say 0.1% of it. And that seems pretty good to me as passive income. And I think that number could go up as the agent layer platform does well in the future. So the fourth question here is that there are currently AgisX, Wallet Checkers, Sentinel, and a bunch of these other ones. Fortuna and Musk GPT are scheduled to come out soon, and people want to know exactly when they're going to be released, as well as what they're going to do. So I think Fortuna and Musk GPT are more casual, whereas Aegis, Wallet Checker, these are more serious ones that focus on real utility, like being able to check the vulnerabilities and security of your wallet, writing code, auditing, smart contracts, all this important stuff. Um, Whereas the ones that are being released soon are more for fun, which is great as well. Fortuna is my personal favorite. It's basically going to be a raffle where you can draw from a pool of different either agent tokens, Ethereum, or Bitcoin. So again, just one of many ways that we plan to give back to our community. Plus, GPT is similar to a chatbot in that it's customized to sound and act like Elon Musk, and so you can ask it for advice. And there's going to be many more interesting, for fun and both serious AI agents coming in the future. And more importantly, we are releasing our SDK to developers in late June, and so we do expect a lot of new AI agents with a variety of different casual and serious utility coming in the near future. So the next question is, currently the more nodes are sold, the more ideal conditions for the team, but node holders are a bit worried because you're earning less of the pool. And so how are we going to be addressing that? So yeah, again, this is a very good question, and I'm glad that you've asked this one. So basically, I've sort of addressed this earlier, but aside from the token pool itself, and just to be clear for users out there that aren't sure how this works, so there's 200,000 tokens distributed into the pool. And so naturally, as more node owners there are, the less each one gets of the token pool, right? So if there's 10 people that own nodes, each one gets 2,000 per day. If there's 100, each one gets 200, right? And so it's going to keep going down and until it hits 20,000, right? And so understandable that you're getting less rewards. So there's less of an incentive to buy as you get closer, but that's only for the pool, right? So the actual real long-term value of owning a node is in other revenue streams as well, right? So obviously it's nice to have these tokens, but it would be even better if you got other revenue streams. For example, I think the one that's the most valuable long-term is certainly having the revenue stream from AI agents that are doing well on the platform, right? I think that is super essential, um, super important, right? Because that's essentially how the whole ecosystem is going to function. People come, they find these AI agents that are very useful to them. They pay to use them, like a subscription. I'm paying, $20 a month to use this thing, and then it's provided me with value. That $20, say 10 of it goes to the actual agent creator, the developer. Maybe the other 10 goes to the node owners, right? And so you're just making a lot of passive income through this. And so that's where the real long-term value is. And this is just one of many different types of revenue streams that we have planned for you guys. And overall, just remember that we're really trying to give back to the community, and because that is how this project is going to do well is when we have this virtuous cycle of transactions and agent tokens, distribution, investments, and reinvestments, right? And so, just throwing out some numbers, over 50% of our token supply is actually going to the community, right? And so that should speak for itself on where our interests lie, and they're definitely aligned with the node owners in this case. So speaking of the team, the next question is, who is the team? How big is the team? So at the moment, we have about a dozen people. Most of the founding technical team are PhDs and or established professors at very popular, famous universities in Asia. So, for example, one of our co-founders is a professor at a top university in Singapore. And so naturally, we have a bunch of highly technical individuals that know how to bring this cutting edge technology of AI agents to users in Web3. But we also have people that know how to sell it. And in general, just a fun fact, most of this team was actually the founding team behind this other protocol called MetaTrust, which raised around $10 million a few years ago to build a security protocol. That ended up doing very well. So we had a solid return on investment for investors, which is how we got, the backers that we have for this project. So definitely a strong technical team, but also knows their way around Web3. So this next question is listing plan for agent, expected centralized exchanges, DEXs. So I kind of already answered this earlier, but um, I think, yeah, we're definitely looking for a top tier centralized exchange to list us. It's going to be highly liquid, and we're going to be supporting some DEXs as well. The next question is for the APGN nodes. Revenue sharing is mentioned, and basically asking what that means. So yeah, I kind of already covered this earlier as well. But in this case, the revenue sharing is, again, just to reiterate, um, just means that you're getting a part of the revenue of the AI agents that do, regardless of how they perform on the platform. And you can actually redistribute your kind of share of the revenue into specific agents that you think are going to do better than other ones, as opposed to just taking it from the platform itself. So you do have some ability to decide there as well. The next question is, there will be 200,000 agent tokens distributed for node holders every day. Is that permanent, or is it going to be less in the future? Yeah, so this is a good question. So short answer is there's going to be less in the future. It's currently 200,000 for the first year per day. It's going to be 100,000 for 1.5 years after that, and then it's going to be 50,000 for 1.5 years after that. And so in total, that's around 130 million of our 1 billion total supply, so around 13%. That's going to be distributed through the pool alone. And just to reiterate, around 52% of that of the total supply, so 520 million tokens, going to be redistributed to the community and the ecosystem at the end. So next question is, with the amount of agent distributed daily, what is your strategy to deflate agent, especially after listing? Um, so the AI agents themselves is going to be where all the value accrues, right? So users will find the AI agents very useful for all sorts of small but essential tasks, like I mentioned earlier, writing your emails for you, purchasing groceries, purchasing plane tickets, and even more complex ones as well. All of them, customized to the user's needs, right? And essentially, right, everybody's going to need to use the agent tokens to pay for these services. So it's naturally going to incentivize people to keep their tokens and use them as the form of currency to make transactions, which is going to help offset the sell-off pressure that we naturally expect to see when we list the token, right? And I think naturally people want to sell at least to break even, and then hold the rest and wait and see, and then sell it at hopefully a higher price so that everybody wins. And so I think all of this combined is really going to help us to deflate the agent token. So the next question is, what will happen to the APGN nodes not being sold? So at the moment, we are expecting all of them to sell because, it's been 2 weeks, already sold about a fourth of them, so 5,000 nodes. But if they don't, then after some time, we do plan to redistribute the remaining nodes to existing node holders as a reward. So stay tuned if that happens to be the case. We'll give you updates in the future around that. What are the utilities of agent excluding the mining rewards? So I've already mentioned this, but I'll just reiterate. You can use it to, pay to access these AI agents. You can use them to invest in AI agents, and things along those lines. Next question is, how did AgentLayer be able to get all your backers and partnerships so early in the project? So yeah, I think I actually kind of answered this earlier as well. But essentially, this team founded another Web3 protocol focused on security called MetaTrust. That raised a lot of money, returned a lot of money to investors, as well as token holders, and so that did well. And naturally, people that we partnered with there and invested in us there wanted to do it again when we have basically the same core team building something else. And so yeah, that's really the key to how we got so many backers and early success that we have now. So I think this is the final question. Don't you want to stop selling nodes? Worrying about the reduction of holder compensation due to the increase, yeah, in the distribution of the token. So yeah, again, I kind of already answered this, but basically, um, the holder compensation starts with the token pool, but that's just the beginning. So we're going to have many different revenue streams, like revenue sharing on the AI agents is just one of them. I think it's probably the most important thing. But later on, we do plan to have even more revenue streams available to the node owners, because when the node owners are happy and generating revenue, I think that's how everybody does well in the ecosystem. So we're going to have much more revenue streams coming in the future. So stay tuned for announcements there. So anyways, yeah, thank you for your time, and we are happy to answer any questions. Just add us in Discord, Telegram, Twitter, and we'll respond as soon as we can. Thank you.